Hello, traders. It is Thursday, April 16th, and we are about 2.5 hours into trading. Excuse me, we're over 3 hours into trading. Market has been a little bit choppy today. You can see how we had the market open a little bit higher this morning. It instantly gave back those gains. We had some long red candles in here. We checked that low from the prior day, and then we had a nice little release rally right in here. As the market was coming in, we're buying stocks with relative strength. We got that release. We started taking profits on those positions. So overall, a decent day trading for us, but not quite as gangbuster as yesterday was. Once we came up to the high of the day, you can see this resistance level from yesterday, Wednesday. We test it once, test it twice. Here we go. And actually, I was long futures right in here, and we got that big green candle, but we needed to stack another one on top of it immediately. I took profits in here, and I want to focus on this formation right here. Here's what happens is you've got shorts here and here leaning on that prior day high and assuming that we will not be able to go in and fill the gap. So as soon as we get a long bar like this, what it does is it triggers those stop orders because they want to exit when we get into the gap. They want to protect themselves on their short position. So these shorts start to cover as those stops are triggered. Well, buyers look at this and go, here we go. That's the big move I've been waiting for. Look at that long green candle closing on its high. Buy, 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 buy. Let's in. Everybody in. We're going to start filling in the gap now. Wait a minute. As soon as I saw this little red bar and this one, I said, not so fast. This looks like a buying climax. Once we got past the halfway point of that long green candle, this breakout was in serious trouble. Then we follow up with another long red bar. Now we know that we need to be short in here. Once that open failed from that long green bar, that was price confirmation of the 10P indicator crossing and going negative. So if you draw visually an uptrend line right in here, you could see that that would have been your entry point for a short, and look at the 10P indicator tank. Right now we've got a little bit of a bounce here. Here's how I see things lining up. This is some pretty heavy selling, and we're going to zoom out and take a look at the daily chart. So what this will allow me to do is I can put into context what the price action has been recently and what my market forecast was before the day even started. You've got Doji, Doji, Doji. So we had 3 Dojis out of the last 4 days. You've got a nice little bullish hammer here that was reversed. So basically, we've gone absolutely nowhere in the last 5 trading days. That to me suggests that we're going to see price compression during the course of the day. So early in the day, I said, I think we're going to establish a first hour range, and we're pretty much going to stay within that range. That's exactly what we've done. Now, there was some news that hit the wires. Italy is starting to see a resurgence in some of the coronavirus cases, and New York said that they're going to extend their lockdown into the middle of May, which they've been one of the hardest hits, so I can understand that. The country cannot go into a lockdown through mid-May, or we're going to start seeing financial issues. So we had this heavy selling on that news, and we've got this brief little bounce. But notice the open from this long red candle has been able to hold. So what I believe is going to happen after you have long red candles like this, you go through a bottoming process. And if we are going to bounce the rest of the day, and if the support is going to hold, we'll see test, bounce, test, bounce, test, bounce, with a series of higher lows, and we'll start to see long tails under body like that one, that one, that one. We'll start seeing these tails under body as support forms. Then we know that we can prepare for a little bit of a bounce later in the day and that we would return back in the range. If we are going to take out this low, which looks very likely to me, we are going to spend a minimal amount of time here, and we're going to see long red bar closing on its low, long red bar closing on its low, and taking out this support level. That would be bearish, especially in the middle of the day. So I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll wait and see. In the meantime, we're going to take a look and see what types of stocks we would like to own. And yesterday's swing trade that I gave you, was UNH. I even gave you a bullish put spread that we could sell on it. Look at that baby go. Very, very nice price action, and it's currently holding up really well relative to the market. Let's put that SPY overlay up. You can see market sell, 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 big, deep sell, stock undeterred by it. So UNH still looks like it wants to go higher. There are a couple of other stocks. CODX, I noticed it's a little small cap. I just traded for a nice little 15-cent gain. That looks like it wants to go. Here's what we want to see. Look at that price action. Up, 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 up. Market down. This thing wants to go higher. And we go into that daily chart. That's what's really intriguing. Oh, yeah, that's got some upside potential to it. Let's take that SPY overlay off, but that's got some nice upside potential through it. It's through this horizontal resistance level right here. It's got earnings coming up on May 20th. So this looks pretty good in here. I like it. I think CODX has a chance to run. There are a number of other stocks. Roku just blasted higher today. Got through the major moving averages. It's still holding those major moving averages. So Roku looks really good. Abbott, I liked that yesterday, and I said, nah, I can't buy Abbott. Can't have that for my swing trade because it's announcing earnings. Well, now the earnings have been posted. I love this horizontal breakout. You can see how the stock has been able to grind higher. I am long Abbott as we speak right now. Actually, I'm long, and I'm making about a nickel on it. But look at how well this stock held up when the market was selling off. Put that SPY overlay up. You can see down, down, down for the market, stock flat. That shows you that at a time when sellers would be able to knock this stock down and take profits on these nice gains that they've had after earnings, they're not able to. Well, why not? Because there are buyers lined up all over the place waiting to scoop this stock. That's relative strength. So you can be wrong on the market, whoosh, right on the stock, and make money. Now, you don't want to do this as a practice, but this is the cushion. This is the edge that I reference every single day. This is why we're able to have 12 winners and no losers. You have to use this pattern. This is our edge. Institutions don't usually day trade stocks. They don't mess with day trading stocks. They can't get enough size done to make it matter. So that leaves the field wide open for us to go in and trade 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 shares and make excellent money. Made great money on Abbott this morning. You could see how the market was selling off early, as I explained. Went into my after earnings bullish search. There it is, Abbott. Right out of the gate, I was looking at Abbott. I went, oh, this is pretty nice. The market's selling off. We had one red bar in here, but it recovered instantly. And on this green bar right here that was challenging the opening price, I was in. I didn't even wait. Caught a really nice $2 winner right out of the gate. So this after earnings bullish and bearish search are fantastic to use. So what it looks for is it looks for stocks that have announced earnings yesterday after the close or this morning before the open. And we're looking for a stock that is through the prior day's high. As soon as we see these stocks, we know that we've got a potential winner. We're looking for that relative strength. Today we had the market selling off, so it was very easy to identify that. TSM was another nice one. And right out of the gate, it was nice and strong. And when you see stacked green candles like this closing on their high, you know that it's got some really, really strong buying pressure. Since then, it's fizzled out a little bit, and so has the market. Excellent search. Take a look at what we had on the bearish side after earnings. We only had one, and that was RAD. So you come in, you see the stock try and challenge the gap in here. It fails quickly. Couple of long red candles. We take out the low of the day. There's your shorting opportunity. Market going higher. See the gray line? Market going higher, stock going lower. There's a nice short in there for about 50 cents on a $12 stock. You may be thinking, what's 50 cents on a $12 stock? That's huge. So these searches will help you dramatically. We've got a ton of searches that we're also using for swing trades, whether we're looking at selling into earnings or week after earnings. Those are great swing trading searches that we use also. But right now, I tend to focus a little bit more on day trading, bullish and bearish searches. So we've got the market recovering off of this low. Let's see what we've got popping on our relative strength 30 search. Let's take a look and see what we would be finding right in here right now. I'm going to take the SPY overlay off. It tends to get in my way. I don't like it visually, so I'm going to just remove it. And I'm going to keep looking until I find something I like. Roku looking pretty good. Started to find support right in here before the market actually put in its low. Roku looks like a really good buy here. We know that it's above those two major moving averages. So Roku is a long that I'm going to leave you with overnight. I like that one. I think it's got some more upside to it. Strong move through both of those major moving averages today. So I think that one looks good. I do like Abbott. That's your other swing trading long. I think Abbott's, oh, there we go. Yeah, making some money. Abbott looks good today on a day trading basis. Abbott looks good on a swing trading basis. If you're watching this video after the close, I think you can be long Abbott. Their testing device for coronavirus could really be a game changer. They're looking at using it for airports. They can get test results back in as little as 5 minutes or 15 minutes for a positive confirmation. And they're also looking to use it for hospital admissions when people are coming in. There's so many different uses because the test results come back so quickly. They posted a good number. The stock is making a new all-time high. It's continuing to run. Love it. So now that I've got the swing trades out of the way, let's keep looking and see what also sets up well right here and right now. So I'm going to go back into my 5-minute search results, and I'm going to find a stock that looks really good. Roku we already mentioned. SHOP was actually good. I'm not seeing it on the list right now. And I tend not to look at the stocks that are negative for the day. I really want to focus on stocks that are up on the day. And I'm not catching anything right there, but let's go into Bull Run. That's sure to have some really good picks in it. A little choppy there. Not choppy, but lightly traded. EIX looks good. That was a nice breakout. Stock held up really well. You can see all of these stocks in here. That's a really nice one. You can see how this stock was starting to move higher when the market was still moving lower. Breaks out to a new high of the day. Very nice little gain right in there. I'm actually going to go into Pop Bull because this is a great swing trading search. Let's take a look at what we've got here, and we'll go into a daily chart because some of these stocks, CGEN, I put that in the chat room earlier. Take a look at that. You can see how it's starting to move higher gradually here. Was unfazed by that market sell-off. Just going to keep looking at some of these. We'll go into that daily chart, trying to hook you up with some decent looking swing trades. So the market right now, I think that we need to be a little bit careful. I think that there's still some upside to SPY 288, but after that, I think that the rally starts to get a little bit stretched. EXAS looks like it wants to pop right in here. FSLY, we're going to stick to that daily chart because I'm really looking for daily breakouts. That's above the 200-day moving average. That would be your stop right there. And let's keep going down here, see if I see anything else popping up. VIPS I looked at earlier today. That's a nice one. That's a really nice breakout to a new all-time high. That's another good swing trade for you. By the way, if it's good for swing trading, all we got to do is wait for a little bit of pullback, wait for that 5-minute chart to be showing relative strength, and then we know it's time to go in. So let's go into VIPS and see what it did. So I wouldn't be buying it for a day trade right now. In fact, what I would do, click alert, click on that, click on the top of that bar. I've got my alert line now. As soon as the stock breaks out through that alert line, I'm going to get a pop-up window that comes up. You can see right here the S&P 500 is starting to stall out a little bit. So that bounce that I had referenced, we're going to poke around this bottom a few times for sure. And this heavy selling like this is not going to be zoom back off to the races? Absolutely not. There is some heavy selling pressure out there, and we could tell that by the deep trough in that 10P indicator. So at very least, we'll have a couple of more bounces in here. If we break through that low of the day, that's also going to take out the low from yesterday, and then we've got a chance to sell off into the close. Don't know what's going to happen yet. Still too early to tell. We're in the middle of the trading session, but at very least, we bounce around this bottom for a little bit longer. So this is a great time to go in and line up your longs for the afternoon. If that support holds and it looks like we're going to rally back into the middle of the range, you'll have some nice stocks to trade. Financials have been extremely weak. I should at least set you up with a couple of shorts. And so let me go into a chart and show you some shorts that I was looking at earlier in the day. FDX was weak. You can see the relative weakness there, takes out the low there. Transports in general had been fairly weak. Financials, very weak. Banks are the lubricant for the economy. And right now, banks are raising lending requirements. They're becoming more restrictive on new home loans. New applications for home loans were down dramatically this morning. So that's going to weigh on the housing sector. It's going to weigh on the construction industry. So apart from the mega cap tech stocks, which would include Amazon, Netflix, Google, Facebook, all those companies should do well during the coronavirus. And they've got a ton of cash on their balance sheets, but they are not representative of the S&P 500. If you look at industrials, heavy equipment manufacturers, travel industry, energy stocks, transportation companies, airline stocks, retail stocks, all of those companies are going to get annihilated by what's going on with the coronavirus. So the fact that the market's been able to rally this high, I think with every additional rally that we get from here, the resistance will build. So typically buyers are engaged through mega cap tech stock earnings because they tend to have a lot of good news and there's a lot of optimism. But as soon as we start seeing those reports come in, once they pass, I think the market's going to sell off and wonder if this economic recovery is going to happen as fast as we need it to, and if there are going to be any credit issues. So I don't want to sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. I think the market's compressing in here. I think it's got maybe one or two more legs higher on some decent earnings from mega cap tech stocks in the next week or two. Once we hit that SPY 288 level, I think you got to be very cautious with longs. And in fact, I would probably look to start selling some bearish out of the money call spreads, which yesterday I produced my weekly swing trading video and I had 3 or 4 bearish call spread picks in there. So I'm starting to see some resistance in here. So for today, got to watch what the market's doing. JPM, I think, is a good short. If the market does crack down, IWM, small cap stocks, if you're looking for an index, it's been weak relative to the market. You can see how it took out the low of the day, and it also took out the low from the prior day. So IWM would be a short that you'd want to consider if the S&P 500 takes out that 275.46 level, the low from yesterday. So those are a couple shorts for you, and let's see if we can line up one or two more longs. I'd still like to get a couple of longs. I'm still finding better price action on the long side than on the short side. Tech and healthcare are the stocks that you want to be trading from the long side. Those are the ones that have had the best price action. So take a look at this bull run, refresh it here, see what we've got going, see if there's anything popping up. That's great relative strength right in there. And I know that it's hard to buy a stock that's making a new high of the day, but when it's doing so in the backdrop of a weak market, that's a sign that this thing wants to go. And you can buy it and take some nice profits out of it. You just have to be passive with your targets if you're trading against the market trend. Ideally, the market finds support, you get on board, market goes sideways, you start making money on it, and then the market bounces a little bit. Then that's like throwing gasoline on the fire, and you've got a chance for a really nice trade on the upside. Gold has been super strong as well. Keep clicking through. YY, very nice. You can see that continued rally right there. So I think I've given you plenty of stocks to take a look at overnight. I like Roku and I like Abbott Abbott in particular, because it has earnings behind it and it's making a new all-time high. That is your swing trade. I think you can trade that this afternoon, and I think you can hold that stock overnight and do very well with it also. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on your notifications so that you never miss one of these videos. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.